The most important piece of equipment in your kitchen are your knives. The good news is you only need a few knives and cutting techniques to be a great cook. There are 3 really common cutting techniques: chopping, dicing, and mincing. These are all really simple and easy to practice. Let me show you how. Before we get started, just make sure that you have clean hands, a steady cutting board, and a really sharp chef's knife. First, let's practice our pinch grip with our chef's knife. So to do this, you want to put your thumb and your pointer finger back on the blade, kind of close to the handle, and pinch pretty firmly. And then you want to wrap your other fingers around the handle and grasp tightly. This is a pinch grip. It will be a really steady grip for you as you cut. You want to make sure to really maintain this grip the whole time while slicing. When cutting items that can roll around on your cutting board, such as an onion, you want to get to a flat surface as soon as possible. So we can do that by cutting off the top of our onion. So just look at your onion. You want to find the top and the root. Again, we're going to cut through, we're going to cut off the top first. First step is you want to take your knife, again, use your pinch grip. Then you want to turn your onion so that the top is facing towards your knife. We want to be sure to use our claw here. So you want to turn your fingers in to protect them, being sure that both your pinky and your thumb are also turned in. And then take your chef's knife and just cut straight down, removing the top. Now you have a flat surface, a more stable surface to cut off of. Now the onion is on the new cut surface, your flat surface, you want to actually cut through the root. We want to keep the root as much intact as possible. It helps to keep the onion together when you're slicing and cutting in a minute. So put your knife right on the middle of the root, take your other hand and just give it some good pressure and just slice all the way down. Set one of them aside, and then we're going to peel 1/2 of our onion. Recipes may call for your items to be chopped. For chopped items, you want to look for about a 1/2-inch piece as your final product. Let me show you how to chop an onion. So we have our peeled onion that we then have in a half, and it's on its new flat surface. This is a much stable surface than trying to cut it on this other side. Not very safe. So we have our half onion. We want to use our pinch grip, our thumb and our pointer finger back towards the handle, wrap your fingers around the rest of the handle, and then use your other hand as a steadying hand. So you want to place it on top of the onion and really push down to make sure it doesn't slide around on you. We're going to do a couple horizontal slices. So take your knife, turn it over horizontally. Then I want you to just pull through, push and pull your knife through the onion, and you only need about 2 or 3 horizontal slices for a chopped. Once you've done that, you want to turn your onion with the root facing away from you, and we're going to do a couple vertical slices. So where we have our pinch grip here, and this time I want you to actually use your claw to really steady that onion onto the cutting board. So turn your fingers inward, your knuckles are pointing out. You may want to push your arm out to give you a little bit more room there. And then you want to use your chef's knife. You want to go tip down first and then pull through. And again, you only want a few here, vertical slices, to get to a chopped size. All right, and then you want to turn your root back over. You want the open side of the onion to face your knife, your pinch grip, your claw. You want to point the tip of your knife down to the cutting board and just slice through. And there you have a perfectly chopped onion. Let me show you another food that you can chop. So you might not chop your peppers this way right now, but it's kind of a fun way to do it, to try. So actually turning your pepper upside down. If your stem is coming out at an angle and it isn't able to stay upside down, you can just chop that off a little bit. But this one works fine, so I'm just gonna set it down there. I'm gonna take my chef's knife, your pinch grip, your thumb, and your pointer finger on the blade closest to the handle. Wrap your other fingers around it. And you want to take the tip of your chef's knife and actually follow the natural indentions of your pepper. So start kind of at the tip of the pepper with the tip of your knife, and you want to cut down to the end, and then just keep spinning your pepper around and do that. You might have to twist it a little bit depending on what size your pepper is. All right, and then you can actually just peel back the pepper kind of like a flower, like a little flower petal. And then the seeds and most of the membranes are actually going to be stuck on the inside. So I'll show you. Peeling it back like a petal, and you end up with these sections of pepper, and then all of your seeds and membranes kind of get stuck towards the stem. So for a chop, we want a 1/2 inch cut. These peppers are a little bit larger, so I would actually just cut them into maybe one more cut per pepper. You can stack a few of them together. We don't want to do too many because you want to keep control of your pepper. But we have here 4 strips. I'm going to do our claws. So you want to bend your fingers inwards, being careful of your pinky and your thumb, pulling those towards kind of together. You can kind of stack your peppers if you want to. Tip of your knife onto the cutting board, and we just want to slice down. Again, for a chop, we're just looking for about a 1/2 inch piece. Having the right knives and knowing how to properly use them will help you to become more confident in the kitchen.